Haaland at the desk with us very shortly, but for that game, it was really, I guess it was a deserved victory for Manchester City, particularly the way they overran Tottenham in that first half. Tottenham did have a short spell in the second half where they came back, but it was all Manchester City. It's a deserved win.
Yeah, it was down to that first half, really. I think Tottenham be kicking themselves. That's just such a slow start. I think Man City could have been out of sight, really. There was 2 or 3 big chances. But then credit to Tottenham, they came back into it second half. They played much better, although didn't quite create enough. Overall, probably City deserved to win it.
And they were, this was the youngest ever, second youngest ever Premier League side ever fielded in the history of the competition. And we saw that today, didn't we?
Yeah, again, as you mentioned at half-time, it's a young team, but it's just an inexperience in terms of playing together. So that showed more than the actual age, because it was still the same age in the second half, and they played a lot better.
And they played a lot better with themselves. Erling, great to see you. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, good. Look, that was a really important win for you guys after a difficult spell. What's the mood in the team and the dressing room at the moment?
Yeah, happy, and as you said, the important 3 points, and yeah, that's what we need.
Yeah, you're back doing what you do best. We're going to talk about the goal that was and the goal that wasn't. Let's talk about the goal that was, first of all. I mean, you've been out for a couple of games as well, so for you to be back and leading from the front, as always, exactly where you want to be. Talk us through this one. Jeremy Doku, really instrumental in this, right down that left.
Yeah, I think he did a really good game, Jeremy, and he should have had more assists today, I think, Jeremy. But yeah, it was a great goal, and good to get the ball from Jeremy.
Yeah, not bad.
It's just a case of you being patient when he's 1v1, because you know he has the capabilities to go past defenders.
Yeah, it's not easy to know when to get the ball, to be honest, if he's going to dribble, and he was lucky as well with the deflection there. So yeah.
Erling, talk us through the second goal. To us, it looked like you didn't handball it. I felt like. Did you handball it, is what I'm trying to ask you?
No, I think it's a wrong decision. Clearly, I think it's more of a penalty than a free kick. But I think because he gave the decision on the pitch, I think that's a bit of the reason why he stood with the decision. I don't know, but I never think that should be disallowed.
Did you feel that
when we slow it right down here, you can see here. I think it's your hand is behind Archie Gray, and it looks more of a handball from Danzo.
Yeah, I think it's completely wrong, but that's me. It was a great goal though, so sad.
Nice, composed.
It was. This is a better angle, I think. You can see it here,
I think it's more of a penalty. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and the reason, as you say, it was given because the referee gave it as an on-field decision, that he thought it was a no-goal, and then the VAR stuck with that. For you, though, you're having a really great season, as every season. Do you know you've scored 20 goals so far in the Premier League? You're only the second player to score that many goals in your first 3 seasons in the league after Ruud van Nistelrooy, so you're keeping great company. And I believe you've scored 10 goals home and away this season as well, after Harry Kane as well. He's the only other player to have done that in 3 seasons. So, when you look at the players that you're up against, do those records mean anything to you? Are they important to you?
I mean, of course, it's nice to hear you say that now, obviously, but again, though, when you're in the kind of the moment, you don't really think of it. As my first season in City, it was all talk about getting the most goals in the season, but I couldn't think of that because all I wanted was to win games, to win the league. So, of course, nice after the hair, but again, that's not my kind of focus. My focus is to try to help the team win. I know it's kind of boring to say, but that's the truth. Of course, it's nice to score goals, but again, we win, and that's what really matters.
Striker to striker, how good is he?
Yeah,
he's all right, isn't he?
He's got a chance.
He's got to go some way to catch Peter Crouch's record of 108 Premier League goals, though. But I reckon you're doing all right at the moment. Right?
Hopefully one day. Hopefully, I've got the long contract.
So. You'll get there. Well played.
Brilliant, Erling. Thank you so much for joining us today. Well done on the win and the goal.
Listen, he's on his way now. He's on his way. 108.
He's got promise.
Do you know what? I would have been 8 short if they were giving them like that, to be fair, as well, because thank God I was no VAR.
More the back of me.
No, do you know what? Honestly, I'm fanboying a little bit because watching a player like him, genuinely, I just love watching him play. I like watching his movement. I mean, quite often for me, even when I was a kid, I used to watch centre forwards and just see how they move. And He's honestly, just watching him play is a joy. It really is, because I just love his movement, I love his strength, I love the way he's just hungry for
What
goals.
would you say his main attribute is? From a striker's
I
perspective?
think maybe his movement, but of course he's got physical attributes as well. But he's so clever in and around the box, the way he finds space, and I think there's often a, centre forwards that, want to hang back and get the perfect goal. He's always in and around it. He plays the percentages, but he's also got the pace and the ability and the strength to create goals on his own. He's an absolute machine, and looking forward to seeing the next 9 years, to be honest.
And him catching your how many?
108. Yeah, so he's not quite there yet.
Yeah, he's got promise. He's 25 behind you, actually. So by next season,
what's he done in like 3 years? I played about 22. He's making a mockery of the Premier League. I was quite pleased with my career.
You should always be proud. Hold your head up high.
Yeah, I know. I'm happy.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Look, he mentioned Doku, actually, and we've been talking about him as well. The impact that he's had is, sometimes he's a player who's sort of impressive in flashes sometimes, but in this game, we really saw him come into his own.
We did see him that, and if I'm honest, we did see on Sunday against Liverpool, and the difference in the greatest respect to Doku and Haaland is Haaland, like, he got in the same scenarios, created the same chances, but as we've seen before, Mamouche wasn't in the box. He didn't want to be in between the sticks. He didn't want to occupy the centre halves, where Haaland will do that. So the more opportunities you get Doku in these areas, he will create these scenarios, and it's for players to execute.
I think Doku's unplayable at times. Like, I think for someone like Haaland, I mean, I've played on this, not on this actual pitch, but at White Hart Lane with Gareth Bale and Aaron Lennon, and for me, obviously, it was a case of just keeping up with them. And I think, Haaland hasn't got that problem. He's quite comfortable keeping up with Doku, but he's going to go past this man. Invariably, if he's 1v1, he's going past him. It's just a case of losing your defender, and you've got to tap in. I mean, that's how good he is.
Thoughts on that? Could you have got more out of the game?
Yeah, I think. First half was difficult. They obviously had the ascendancy and scored, had a couple of good chances where they sort of hang in there. But I thought second half we kind of dominated the whole second half and just missing a goal to get something out of the game.
Some VAR controversy at the end there. Obviously, they don't get the penalty. You nearly go up the other end and score an equaliser. Fine margins in this game tonight. Yeah,
I don't know what the VAR was about. I think if it takes that long to figure out something, I thought it always goes with the referee's decision. Anyway, I hate standing around. I'd rather watch football.
A big improvement in the second half. What changed, even before the substitutions?
I don't think anything changed. I think, we knew that sort of City had come out pretty strong, but we also knew that we'd finish strong. So it was a matter of hanging in there. First half, I thought we just gave the ball away, a bit wasteful with the ball, and allowed them to get some, control of it, which is you don't want to do against City. But second half we were much better. We dominated the ball, we dominated territory. We sort of pinned them back, and like I said, just missing the goal.
What would you say the difference was between the two sides?
Yeah, just that missing that sort of cutting edge in that front third certainly created enough opportunities.
Massive game next week. You've got a weekend off. How do you use that to prepare?
Yeah, we're just a good opportunity for us again to keep working on our football. Hopefully get a couple more players back as well, and get ready for sort of a big push towards the end of the season.
Managed to spread your minutes. No fresh injuries tonight?
I don't think so, no. Everyone got through all right. Like you said, we got some good match minutes into guys and rested some others.
Thanks, Ange.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a bit of a phew moment, isn't it? No new injuries for Spurs. But let's talk about the chances they had in that second half. They only had 2 shots on target in the first half, 9 in the second. So they definitely came on a bit more stronger. They definitely had a few more opportunities against the City side.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, I think they definitely picked it up. I think they were a lot sharper in their movement. I think this one was. He might have. I think it was just the striker was just got in his way a little bit there, and I think he probably reacted a little bit too late, Odegaard. But Teo, I thought was slightly disappointing. I think that was the last moment before he came off. Good defending in the end. I didn't think they were gilt-edged chances. I've got to be honest. I didn't think they created enough.
Maybe the Sun chanced. Maybe they should do better. But again, like you're saying, Crouchy, it wasn't like they dominated. Say possession a bit more than in the second half, but
they would have snatched a chance if they could. They would have snuck a goal if they could.
Again, really, they're half chances. I don't think they opened City up completely. Yeah. I think, although they were better in the second half than the first, they didn't open City up, and I didn't think goalkeeper wasn't tested, was he at all?
We saw the changes, didn't we, in the second half? The players that were rested did come on. Jed Spence, Kulusevski, Son as well. Do you think Postecoglou might be wondering why he didn't start with them, because I know we were.
But yeah, I wasn't sure. I couldn't understand it, to be honest. I just thought those three were probably the best players at Ipswich. I just think, the players who score goals want to continue to play. He knows his players better than us. Maybe they needed the rest, but I just think you've got 8 days. I think next Thursday's the next game.
Yeah.
But I think it shows how important the Europa League is. I think the Premier League, let's be honest, I think, can they get into Europe? I don't think they can get into the Champions League. So Europa League's probably the best bet for them, and I think they're going to throw all their eggs in that basket.
Yeah, and we just saw their next 6 fixtures, and as you say, AZ Alkmaar coming up next week. But surely for pride, I mean, for a club the size of Tottenham, they've been on a terrible run. So what is really important is just getting some momentum back. They had that in their last 3 Premier League matches, and then going forward to lose this one is probably going to hurt. But it's still important, isn't it? It doesn't matter if you put all your baskets, all your eggs into the European basket. You still have to, string victories together.
Yeah, of course, for momentum, confidence, whatever it may be. And I'm sure the players are playing with pride and want to finish the season strong. But like Crouchy said, and the realistic opportunity for them now is Europe, is Europa League, whether that's to win that on its own merits or to get into the Champions League that way as well. So, like you said, it was a difficult night tonight for them, especially in the first half. They were better second half, a lot better, but it was always going to be the case because they were
What's your biggest concern when you watch this Tottenham side?
In all honesty, I don't think either team are where they want to be at the moment, right? Let's be honest, right? I don't think Man City were blistering today.
No.
It wasn't a
2 teams low on confidence, definitely.
Yeah, they're not where they want to be, and I think the difference probably was Erling Haaland. They've got someone clinical, Manchester City up front, and Tottenham haven't got that at the moment. They're missing Solanke, he's a huge miss for them. Didn't create enough and weren't clinical enough, whereas City took the chance, and obviously even at the end there, Haaland was unlucky with that, and that's the difference between two sides that are probably struggling for confidence at the moment.
OK, well, the side that take all the confidence from tonight are Manchester City, and their manager Pep Guardiola has been speaking to Jeff.
Pep, what are your thoughts on tonight's winning performance?
Really happy for the victory for 3 points because we need it. This is a business. The second half was open because we didn't close the game in the first. We had too many clear chances, and that, for the quality that you have to convert. And unfortunately, it could not happen, and always it's more difficult. We knew in the middle of the second half we were going to suffer, but we did it. The guys fought a lot, and yeah, I'm really pleased because always here is a difficult place to come.
We thought Erling Haaland got his second goal at the end there. Obviously, some VAR intervention. What are your observations on that?
Listen, I didn't see it, but the referee was much quicker to disallow the goal to the VAR. That's for sure. So he was clever and quick. But like we won is fine, but at the end they have another chance at the end, so always it's difficult.
What was most pleasing about the performance tonight?
The way we fought, and we played good for the wingers. The wingers again, Savio and Jeremy have been outstanding, and I'm really pleased for the result. And of course, still we did very good things the other ones, and the young players, Kusanov, have made another incredible impact game. So Ruben and everyone, Mateos in the right back. So in general, we make a really very good game.
You mentioned Jeremy Doku. He got man of the match tonight. What particularly pleased you about his performance?
But he's a guy he's a threat. So he's a guy in the final third is good and make an incredible assist in the first. And when in football, when one player dribble another player, you open the space, open everything. So this is the truth.
You on the sideline kicked every ball tonight, Pep. Does it ever get any easier?
I know it's not easy. We won 3 times just in this stadium in 9 years. So it has been tough, and I know how good they are. Listen, this is one of the best squads I've ever seen. Manager is exceptional. So Michel Kulusevski's son, Spencer in the bench, when they come, the impact are good, but in the players in the first half were brilliant too. So they're a fantastic team. So I'm really pleased, of course, for the victory today.
Congratulations, Stein.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, an important win for Pep today. You know, we've seen a different side to Pep this season, haven't we? He's been so used to winning everywhere he's been. And this is where he's had to ask questions of himself and his own ability, and he's done that, hasn't he? He's even answered it in press conferences, in interviews, without the pressure of fighting for the Premier League title this season, because that has well and truly gone. They're 20 points off Liverpool, or 20 points off them at the moment. Given the experience that they've got of winning, of consistently being able to get results, does that put them in a better position than some of the other sides who are fighting for the top four? Because right now, that's the most important thing.
You would say that what puts them in the best position is their experience and the quality they have. Yeah, Pep is arguably the best coach, best manager. They have some of the best players. So what they're not having to do in terms of fighting for the title, they also are inexperienced in not fighting for the title. This group of players are winners. They've created an atmosphere, a culture that we often speak about that other clubs don't have in terms of winning, and that becomes a habit. And when you don't do that, I was speaking to some of the staff before the game, players feel a little bit more tired, a little bit more stiffer when results aren't going so well. So they're the things that probably have to combat more than anything.